Hi there, today I'm going to be reacting to the vault tracks from Speak Now, Taylor's version by Taylor Swift. I know that I'm committing some kind of cardinal sin by skipping straight to the vault tracks. I know that people have very strong opinions about that, but I have a couple of reasons. First of all, it is 1:30 a.m. and it's already quite late and this is a really long album. Also, if you weren't already aware, Speak Now is my favorite Taylor Swift album. I have loved it since the day it came out. I already know these songs inside and out, so while I am excited to hear the re-recorded versions, I feel like the vault tracks are going to make for a more interesting reaction. Sorry if I seem like kind of out of it, I just took a nap to get ready to film this video, so I'm like half asleep still. Anyways, okay, hi, I just finished filming this video, and I do want to say that yes, I was absolutely half asleep throughout this video, definitely not in peak mental form, but I didn't even do my intro correctly. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the video. Feel free to follow me on my social medias, and this whole album reaction will be up uncut on Patreon if you're interested. Okay, back to the video. Let's get into Electric Touch featuring Fall Out Boy. If you would have told me that this song existed back in the day, I would have lost my mind. I loved Fall Out Boy when I was younger, specifically the album From Under the Cork Tree, so this is an interesting pairing for me. This reminds me of State of Grace.
Just breathe, just relax, it'll be okay. Just an hour till your car's in the driveway. Just the first time ever hanging out with you tonight. Just one time.
Time I tried hard for love, it fell apart. I've gotten used to no one calling my phone. Got a feeling your electric touch. You feel this.
I love that little run.
But string me along while you decide, and just one toast. Maybe the moment's right. It's 8:05 and I see two.
Is it really a Taylor Swift song if she doesn't bring up an oddly specific time in it? 8:05. I feel like this is just proof that I'm like way too familiar with Taylor's music to a point that's a little bit ridiculous, because this does just immediately scream Speak Now era. Like, it's just so Speak Now. There's definitely that like little hint of pop punk in there that she was definitely into in that era. Yeah, I don't know. It's, first of all, Patrick Stump has a fantastic voice. Like, even if I'm not as into Fall Out Boy's more recent stuff, he undeniably has a great voice. I feel like I tend to prefer Taylor with male vocalists with a little bit lower registers, because I love Taylor's lower register so much that I feel like people with lower voices tend to compliment her more. I liked it, but I can see why it would be a vault track, if that makes sense. I'm kind of wondering how this is gonna go, because I love the red vault tracks. Like, I think that a lot of them are maybe better than the standard track list, and I feel like with the Fearless vault tracks, I understood why they were all vault tracks. Like, I like them, but I don't like them more than the original track list, so I've been kind of wondering where this is gonna fall. And I feel like I love Speak Now so much that I don't think that I'm necessarily gonna like these that much more than the standard track list, but I guess we'll see. I don't know if anything I'm saying makes sense right now. I am half asleep. I like that little like vocal run in the chorus. I think it's pretty. It just sounds so 2010. Next up is When Emma Falls in Love.
When Emma falls in love, she paces the floor, closes the blinds and locks the door. When Emma falls in love, she calls up her mom, jokes about the ways that this one could go wrong. When Emma falls in love, I know that boy will never be the same. 'Cause she's the kind of book that you can't put down. Like if Cleopatra grew up in a small town.
It's really pretty. Oh, a little bit of banjo.
When Emma falls in love, she disappears and we all just laugh after seeing it all these years. When Emma falls apart, it's when she's alone. She takes on the pain and bears it on her own. And all the bad boys would be good boys if they only had a chance to love her. And to tell you the truth, sometimes I wish I was her. Well, she's so New York when she's in LA. She won't lose herself in love the way that I did. 'Cause she'll call you out, she'll put you in your place. Emma met a boy with eyes like a man. Turns out her heart fits right in the palm of his hand. Now he'll be her shelter when it rains. Little does he know his whole world's about to change. And to tell you the truth, sometimes I wish I was her. Yeah, between me and you, sometimes I wish I was her.
It's really pretty. It's a really pretty song. What I was thinking of when I was listening to it is that it's interesting how this is kind of like an early form of hearing Taylor write from other people's perspectives. Like, I mean, obviously we got that the most on Folklore and Evermore, but we also got it on like You Are in Love, Starlight. I guess technically Mary's song, so I guess this isn't the first iteration of it, but yeah, it's it's weird how this type of writing is kind of what she's going to end up doing in like a decade. It's just like super smooth to listen to, super relaxing, super pretty. Oh yeah, and by the way, I did see people speculating that that song was about Emma Stone. I don't know enough to put my input into that, but I am aware that that is apparently about Emma Stone. All right, next up is I Can See You. Okay.
You brush past me in the hallway and you don't think I can see it, do you? I've been watching you for ages and I spend my time trying not to feel it. 'Cause I can see you waiting down the hall from me, and I can see you up against the wall with me. And what would you do,
Taylor.
baby, if you only knew that I can see you?
This has an interesting sound. I don't think this sounds quite like anything that we've heard her do before.
You won't believe half the things I see inside my head. Wait till you see half the things that haven't happened yet. But what would you do if I went to touch you now? What would you do, baby, if you only knew? Oh, that I could see you. Your jacket on the floor. I can
like this
see
one.
you. Baby, want you
This is
even
my
more.
favorite.
What would you do, baby, if you only knew? I could see you in your suit
Wow. These lyrics are scandalous for 2010 Taylor. Yeah, I feel like the sound of those verses are so, like, stereotypical, like, early 2010s, like, indie rock, kind of. Like, there's something about them that is just unlike anything that Taylor has ever done before, and it really took me by surprise. Like, the chorus is definitely a little bit more, you know, her usual sound, but those verses really, really took me by surprise. Also, the lyrics of this, like... What the... And I can see you up against the wall with me. You won't believe half the things I see inside my head. I see you throw your jacket on the floor. I can see you make me want you even more. Okay. I can see why maybe in 2010 she would have been like, wow, this is a bit too far. Let's keep this off the album. Okay, so Castle's Crumbling featuring Hayley Williams. This is the one that I've been the most excited for. I love Hayley Williams. I love Paramore. They're one of my favorite bands. So I have been looking forward to this. I had a feeling she would be featured in the vault tracks, but as soon as it was announced for real, I was incredibly excited.
Once I had an empire in a golden age. I was held up so high. I used to be great, and I feel like my castle's crumbling down, and I watch all my bridges burn to the ground.
She just makes Hayley sing background vocals. I'm gonna lose my mind. Don't do this to me, Taylor. Okay, I'm good.
Dynasty, crowds would hang on my words, and they trusted me. The faith was strong, but I pushed it too far. Power went to my head, and I couldn't stop. Ones I loved tried to help, so I ran them off. And here I sit alone behind walls of regret. You don't want to know me, I will just let you die. You don't wanna know me now. My foes and friends watch my reign, and I don't know how it could have ended this way. Smoke billows from my ships in the harbor. People look at me like I'm a monster. Never wanted you to hate me.
Ooh,
My
the vocal break.
castle's crumbling down, and I watch all my bridges burn to the ground. You don't wanna know me
Two things that obviously immediately reminded me of was, first of all, nothing new. It's quite, not lyrically similar, but it's about, you know, the same type of thing. But also the "my castle crumbled overnight" line in "Call It What You Want." It definitely, I mean, very understandable thing to feel like. I feel like being like at that age where you're transitioning from a teenager into an adult is like a super stressful, awkward, weird time, and I can imagine that going through that while the whole world knows who you are is just like awful. So I'm sure that is something that both Taylor and Hayley can relate to, because they both got famous at a very young age. The instrumental was a little bit more subdued than the other tracks. Like, the instrumental didn't quite hit me as hard, but their voices sound great together. Obviously Hayley, incredible vocalist. Yeah, it's a cool one. I could see this being more of a grower than the other ones, maybe just because the instrumental didn't quite blow me away as much on first listen, but I do really like the lyrics, and I'm really excited that we have a duet between these two. So yeah, next up is Foolish One.
My cards are on the table, yours are in your hand. Chances are tonight you already got plans, and chances are I will talk myself to sleep again.
Talk myself to sleep.
And the voices say you are not the exception. You will never learn your lesson. Foolish one, stop checking your mailbox for confessions of love that ain't never gonna come. Don't know what to call this situation, but I know I can't call you mine. And it's delicate, but I will do my best to seem bulletproof. Cause when my head is on your shoulder, it starts thinking you'll come around. Foolish one, stop checking your mailbox for confessions of love that ain't never gonna come. You will take the long way, you will take the long way down. Now I'm sliding down the wall with my head in my hands, saying, how could I not see the signs? Oh, you haven't written me or called, but goodbye screaming in the silence, and the voices in my head are telling me why. And you will say you had the best of intentions. And maybe I will finally learn my lesson. Foolish one, stop checking your mailbox. You will learn the hard way instead of just walking out. Oh, 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 la, 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 oh, la, 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 la. Sitting around waiting for confessions of love they ain't never gonna come, and thinking he's the one you should have been walking out.
I love that outro. I love what she sings in her lower register. It's such an underappreciated part of her voice. What's that line that I was looking for? Don't know what to call this situation, but I know I can't call you mine. I love that line. It's so endearing having these songs from younger Taylor where she's so like insecure and so self-doubtful, and then like she's referring to her older self. The day is gonna come for your confessions of love when all is said and done. He just wasn't the one. And you know what has happened in her life. It's such a unique perspective to like have a new old song where like it's technically a new song, but it's also like a decade old, and it's like you know things about her that the person that wrote this song didn't. It's a really, like, obviously artists have released older songs before, but I do feel like it is kind of a unique perspective. I don't know. All right, next up is Timeless. It is the final vault track.
Down the block there's an antique shop, and something in my head said stop, so I walked in. On the counter was a cardboard box, and the sign said photos 25 cents each. That's when I called you, and it's so hard to explain, but in those photos I saw us instead. Even if we'd met on a crowded street in 1944, and you were headed off to fight in the war, you still would have been mine. We would have been timeless. I would have read your love letters every single night. Even in a different life, you still would have been mine. We would have been timeless.
It's really cute.
Would which brought me back to the first time I saw you. Time stood still like something in this old shop. I thought about it as I started looking round at these precious things that time forgot. That's when I came upon a book covered in cobwebs in the 1500s off in a foreign land, and I was forced to marry another man. You still would have been mine, we would have been timeless. I would have read your love letters every single night, 'cause I believe that we were supposed to find this. So even in a different life, you still would have been mine, we would have been timeless.
Give me that bridge. I feel like this is my favorite so far. Give me a good bridge.
Time breaks down your mind and body. Don't you let it touch your soul. In a crowded room a few short years ago, and sometimes there's no proof, you just know you're always gonna be mine, we're gonna be. I'm gonna love you when our hair is turning gray. Gonna be timeless, timeless. You still would have been mine, we would have been. Even if we'd met on a crowded street in 1944. Down the block there's an antique shop, and something in my head said stop, so I walked in.
I'd say that was definitely my favorite track. There's just something so like sweet and sentimental about it. It like weirdly hit me in my emotions. Also, I would say like my favorite lyrics so far. Definitely, I would say the strongest. So those are the Vault tracks. I would say that on first listen, Timeless and I Can See You both stood out to me. I could see all of the others growing on me. Like there wasn't one that I disliked, but those were just the ones that stood out. I feel like the Vault tracks with Speak Now are going to be different because I love the original track list so much that like there's not going to be anything that can replace it. I have such a strong emotional reaction to it. Like I'm looking at the standard track list right now, and like I don't think that there's anything that I would really want to replace other than maybe like the title track. And I'm also not a big fan of Superman, but those are bonus tracks. But yeah, it's hard to live up to the original tracks for me because I've just built such a sentimental connection to them. Love the Vault tracks. Excited to re-listen to them, excited to get more familiar with them. It's really hard to say on first listen how I'm gonna end up feeling about them. I am excited to listen to the re-recordings. I'm not gonna do it tonight because I am, as you can tell, not fully awake right now, not fully with it, not in the right mindset. I probably won't end up making a video for it because like I said, I'm already like I know these songs like the back of my hand. I just don't think it's gonna make for that interesting of a reaction. Yes, I am already aware that the lyric changed in Better Than Revenge. I guess the only thing that I'm really curious about right now is whether the shaky breath is there in Last Kiss. That's the only thing I can bring myself to care about right now, but I'm gonna go to bed and I will find out in the morning. But yeah, thank you for watching. So yeah, let me know what your favorite Vault track is. Let me know if there's any that you would want to replace anything within in the track list. Let me know what you thought. And that's all from me. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to follow me on my social medias. And this whole album reaction is up uncut on Patreon. Have a great rest of your day or night or whatever time it is. Goodbye.